What's up YouTube, Cod4Man221 here, and welcome to our Company of Heroes 2 replay. We are doing a awesome match on Einhoven Country. This is a nice new map, created by Spanky, apparently. Okay, it's someone in the last video asked me, how do you if I zoom in like this and move around the camera and stuff, you double press backspace to get back to the regular area. So like I was talking about, Nick and me had never played on this map before. So basically what we're going to do is we're basically going to form a front line along here, this area of the map, holding this VP, keeping our fuel safe, and then Nick's basically just going to hold on right here, and maybe try to harass their munitions over there. And we're going up against 2 OKW, and that has its own problems being OKW, because you don't have any of the tanks very early on. You have the Panther, obviously. Well, this guy's look kind of weird. They're all bunched together. You have the Panther, obviously. You have the King Tiger, but you're more very elite infantry, and they have taken away the machine gun for the Ober Soldaten, so you have to upgrade that. I believe it's 75 munitions. We're gonna take a look when they get some of those guys. And yeah, you can see they have a Kupowagen. This guy has his HQ all the way up here. The one thing that's annoying that I would take out of this map, obviously Spanky's probably not watching this, but this fence line just needs to go away. Because when I click on this side, my men walk all the way around right here, head onto the road to go over here. So there's some, I mean, it's a nice map he made, but stuff like that, like why'd you have a fence in the middle of the point right there? And this point goes a little too far back, in my opinion, to right here, so. Anyway, Nick has aggressively pushed up and is now in this house here, taking shots at some Volksgrenadiers. And that Kupowagen's there. Look at the damage Kupowagen seems to take now. Even from the rear echelon, it's taking a decent amount of damage. Right there. So it's definitely getting diminished. Now, Nick's gonna have to hop out here, right? These, Storm Pioneers are point blank in the building, and he's gotta get out of there. And I'm gonna try to take back this. Oh yeah, and my men can't run. They have to like manually hop them over the fence. Like I'd have to do this and want them to get on this side. If I'm just clicking orders and stuff moving around, they always have to run around this way. Just a little annoying. Anyway, I have my assault engineers. These guys are pretty good. They're basically kind of like Storm Pioneers to the U.S. They're 280 manpower, they cost as much as the rifleman squad. But if you use these guys effectively, you'll be completely fine. I'm taking as many shots as I can into this Kupowagen, even though they're repairing. And I'm just going to shoot at the Storm Pioneers. If they repair while they're under fire, they take a lot of damage. So you see, I clicked an attack order on these guys, and I forgot there's a fence here, so my men are kind of going back, so I'm having to move. I'm trying to get my rear echelon down there. Thankfully, we have these guys right here. Now look at the Storm Pioneers. They're in negative cover, and they are just getting, they've been shot at by a unit or two here, and they're just getting destroyed. They basically almost lost all their men there. So let's set up front line. This is not. I mean, I have some cover here. I have a little bit of, your men can't shoot over this, I don't think. Maybe they can a little bit, but where I want to build my front line is like along this area here, and there's not really a whole lot of cover for me to station my men. I may have a decent amount of cover here on this side, but yeah, Nick's forced to fall back there. I'm taking this point. I'm getting pretty aggressive here actually at this moment. And you can see I'm double reinforcing our munitions here. I love munitions. The United States, you definitely need them for any kind of howitzer and basically your upgrades later on. So you see how my men, I just had to stop them there because they're going to go all the way around. This Kupowagen is back. And I'm hoping that we can shoot this guy before he's going to fall back there. Anyway, point blank, we have our grease guns here. We're going to be quite deadly against those Volksgrenadiers. And they're gone now, so I'm holding the line pretty well. Nick is, we're in a little bit of trouble on this side right here. This point was not taken. That was a mistake. It'll get taken a little bit later, but it's not affecting any flow of resources, I don't think. We'll have to double check. Yeah, it's not affecting our flow of resources. So it'd just be nice to have to get the extra fuel. But you can see Nick. Look how many M1 Grands are being shot in this little house. Just a ton. Anyway, they're now pushing down to this point, taking this point back. I have my men kind of stationed. I like to keep my riflemen in cover, even if it is light cover, kind of guarding the victory point at this point. And I just gave these guys, so you can see they're actually going to push up here. I just gave these guys flamethrowers so they can take out the men in the house there. So I'm going to focus fire. We are in cover at this moment, and we have a lot of more riflemen shooting at them than they have back at us. I'm just want our riflemen to be behind more, you know, a full cover there, because when they're right along here, its cover is directional, so you'll be in a little bit of trouble. I did not see this many troops here, and I was not watching this. I did not see there's all these men right here, and I'm going to lose 2 of my rifleman squads, which is completely devastating. I was focusing on this assault right here, and I just see 2 of my guys get wiped out. So that was really bad. So we have to turn now. These guys are blocking our retreat. So the flamethrowers actually seem to be pretty decent against these guys. Gotta be careful I don't lose that squad though. And they're taking this. So you can see our opponent's already blobbing up a little bit. And that's really not too good. What's this guy sending up? Panzer headquarters already. That's smart. They put the went down different lines. Like he got the medical and this guy's the repair. Anyway, you can see that the Kuhwagen will die at some point if it's not careful, because we do have a lot of rifle shots going towards it. So at this point I'm getting an ambulance. I'm going to pull this unit back to get it replenished somewhere around here with the ambulance coming out. And I do have a lieutenant out here. He has a bar and a Thompson and 3 riflemen with M1 Grands. So we are behind cover. I have these guys moving up also. I'm going to be forced to pull back here because he's shooting me through the trees. We're just battling over the munitions here. You know, I'm not defending any of these points or even our fuel, so I have to be careful. Nick, however, is harassing their fuel at this point. This is a really cool side of the map here. We should do a little bit of fighting here. Like, we have a nice little kind of command setup. We have like a truck, some looks like a satellite. That's a radio thing. There's no way it's a satellite that looks like a radio communications thing there. Kind of a cool stone kind of castle thing. So this guy did a nice job designing this map. Besides this little fence. Remove that, I think the map would be good. I think it's a little too big for 2v2 in my opinion. I think it's a great 3v3 map. But for 2v2, I really think you need a player in the south fighting along this area here, a player in the middle, and a player up north. I think it's a little, yeah, just a little too big in my opinion. And if I'm capturing this, I'm like, well, might as well. These guys are just sitting here. And I can reinforce and heal off of these guys. Your ambulance can only replenish your troops when they are in their own territory. See how it's kind of moving in a little bit of a blob. So, you know, I'm trying to stabilize my front line here. It's very fluid. It's going back and forth. So I have these guys help protect. I'm basically going to build a fighting position and try to get some machine guns down and stop these blobs that are coming against me. And I figure my lieutenant can take on whatever these folks are going to do, and they're just going to retreat. So they took the VP temporarily. We're killing them on VPs right now. And that's what I was talking about. So with all these changes, they tried to stop the blobs. And then you have this. So are they successful? No. And I just want to point out, these guys are pretty high rank. Higher than Nick and me. You can see Nick and me are, those are our ranks right here. So these guys have played much more than us. They're much higher than us, and they're using these kind of, I'm not going to call them noob tactics, but they're using the blob tactics, which usually newer players do. They gather all the units and put one attack order, right? Now at this point though, keep in mind Nick's commando, I haven't shown you yet. Nick is gone with the infantry company, and that gives him access to light machine guns, mortar half-tracks. Also gives him access to the priest. Now his infantry, you know, if you're going against a blob, this is a great doctrine to have. And you also went with the captain because he's going to get a tank a little bit later. So he did a great, that was a good doctrine pick on his part, because these guys can get light machine guns soon. He has to unlock them. Let's hop over to Nick here. He actually has them unlocked, so you can start activating them. It's 70 munitions though, it's a lot, but he has plenty of munitions at this point. Just come on, we hold both of those. So I was trying to build some barbed wire here to stop the flow of these guys harassing my point, but I couldn't. These guys have an MG34. And you see I'm trying to go over here. You know, we have to go along the road and get my guys suppressed a little bit. So I have a major. It's pretty much even right now. They're going after a victory point again. I am trying desperately to stabilize this front and put mines down. I mean, I don't have mines, just put down some barbed wire to slow these guys up. But this unit stands no chance against our firepower. I'm blowing up a little bit. This is a little bad that I have all these guys here so close together. That's a little bit of a blob. So I'm kind of moving. I'm not going to say I'm not moving a blob, but that is a little bit of a blob right there. And look, they have a Luke's out. This is devastating to me because I have no AT whatsoever to speak of. You can see I kind of tried to break up the blob I had a little bit. But look, friendly fire with that flamethrower. It didn't kill any of my men, I don't think. No, it did. So I was trying to kill that unit, but he managed to get away, and I was like, bummer. So I'm going to try to stabilize this area, put a machine gun down, and I have a lot of troops, so. Very worried of the Lukes, though. Thankfully, Nick has a captain out, but he's getting pushed back a little bit. He is probably using the houses pretty well, so he's withdrawn from the center, basically. And honestly, this machine gun is not going to do a whole lot because there's no window facing the front here. I don't think they've known to turn their cameras, so maybe if they do, they haven't looked that there's no window there. It's going to protect this point and this area right here. So we're laying down barbed wire. I have my rear echelon and my combat engine, my assault engineers working together. And later on, the guys actually try to sneak around this barbed wire, so I did it all the way to the end there. Good. So I'm moving in. I managed to flank around this MG. I don't know if it didn't see me, the route I took, because of the true sight, but they're in a little bit of trouble. Okay, that's a blob. They're in a little bit of trouble right here, and they're going to be forced to withdraw. Now, I've set up my forward command post like to do with the Americans a lot. You should really do this. You're going to get an ambulance anyway and a major, so you might as well be able to reinforce your guys and heal them up back here. This allows me to basically have my forward HQ right here in this part of the map, not have to retreat all the way back to base, and then come back. In fact, let's keep most of my troops at base. If I lose, if I have troops sitting back at base, I usually only click on units like this. I double click if I want to go to their position, but I order my troops around using these usually when I play. So that's a good tip I would say is you'll maybe miss some troops back at base, but most of the time, if you see a little idle thing like that, it lets you know they're not moving. They're usually at base. So Nick destroyed that Luke's somewhere over here, I think. No, it's still alive. But he has his nice AA half-track. And look, nice rear shot on that guy. I'm moving out with my lieutenant. And look, okay, look at that shot really quickly. Do you see how long a range that shot was? He's about to clear this building. And this guy hit the shot from all the way over here. Now, the rocket warfare. Rockets were not very accurate back then in the 1940s. And that's a pretty long shot for this rocket warfare. So, very unlucky on Nick's part losing that. I try to kill this crew, but it gets away. Anyway, once again, they're kind of harassing me here, but I have a lot of my riflemen I can bring in, and these guys are healing up and moving back over. Now, I do have a barbed wire, and I do have a machine gun nest watching this side now, so it should slow up any of that. You can see the blob is coming back. I don't have grenades. I'd gladly get them, but I need the fuel right now to get another tank destroyer out. Yeah, you can see when you have like a wave like this. It gets a little old. Thankfully, look at the sky. That's why I set up the fighting position, baby. That's why you have the machine gun. 50 cal going after these guys. Anyway, I have my men behind cover. Not too worried. Wish I could throw some grenades into these guys. I'm going to try to get the flamethrowers up, but they're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. I was moving my guy over here to possibly try to take out that flak truck. But right now, this Luke's going to do a lot of damage. I managed to hit his rear armor. He's going to keep going. He should really pull around this haystack here, but he stays a little bit too long. And he got sniped there. So there's his Luke. So that was devastating. Meanwhile, Nick has been pushed completely back here. This guy's our upgrade. He's grabbing another half-track. But I'm in a lot of trouble right now. The blob is still moving up. They're going after my tank here. And I'm reinforcing and trying to heal up my troops. Look what he did, though. He's neutralizing this point, so my men cannot reinforce from this guy anymore, and I have to back up. And honestly, this is just holding these guys right here, and it's killing a decent number of them. So the thing about the Storm Pioneers when you use these guys at great numbers, they are kind of like combat shock troops a little bit. But they have no AT on them, or grenades, or any kind of special abilities besides repair and lay down those devastating roadblock things that are not like, let's actually hop onto that guy for a second here. When I roadblock thingies is not a good thing. It's reinforced steel barricade, that's what it is. But they cannot be cut. So then they brought up this, and I'm like, oh darn it, they brought up the rocket warfare. Alright, my men are healing up here, fighting bravely. But a lot of these guys are still pinned. Now they're starting to get back up. Now I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. Nick threw down some artillery back here, which is good. See, those guys are like hidden. Let's see if it does any real damage. Very devastating strike, but no casualties. Pretty concentrated too. I think he did that to make them withdraw, because if they decided to route, they'd go straight through that. I'm still very tempted to try to take out this truck here. I see an opportunity. It's very far up. So I'm actually kind of spotting here. And he's actually not getting any kind of rear armor penalties or anything, I don't think, but definitely getting a lot of damage done to this guy, and I did not see these guys coming. So I'm taking some damage, right? And I knew an AT was going to move over, but I did not see those guys right there, and I'm just like, oh boy. I think yeah. At least I killed some guys before that guy died there. So you can see Nick is moving up. And a little bit of a blob there. Maybe it's for just blob versus blob a little bit. And he salvaged that, which is very smart. He's trying to repair a little bit right here. I will not forget where his truck is. And we're dealing with this. You know, they're in negative cover. I'm shooting into the flanks of these guys. Keep in mind, infantry seem to die a little bit faster now because of the way the weapons are and trying to get rid of blobs. And so being in the road is not the best idea. And now Luke's is back. Now, Luke's can beat an AA half-track. Thankfully, Nick has a Stewart out, which is going to come reinforced. So he's going to try to get back with AA half-track. I'm retreating again. I'm going for another Jackson here and trying to deal with these light Lukes. The problem with the AA half-track is it has rear armor, so it takes rear armor penalties when it gets shot like that. Nick Stewart moves in. And he just got away with that. He managed to pull out, so he got both his light vehicles. And now I just got bars. I'm like, I'm dealing with these guys. They're pretty veteran. I need some bars to give my men some more deadly accuracy. Another Jackson is out. I'm going to make like 5 or 6 Jacksons in this match. I'm not going to go with the anti-infantry, which is a little surprising. I'm ready to take out any kind of light armor they have. I think my American infantry are superior to the Volksgrenadiers they have, especially with the being fully healed and getting more veterancy with the bars. I think they'll be quite deadly against those guys. Anyway, once I start capturing this point, I gotta start reacting here. Nick does have this victory point, so we've had like 3 victory points for a long time here. And he's repairing his guys here. An ambulance would have been a good idea. Some of our strike is going down here, right here. I guess he didn't notice that. Yeah, but that's how you lose almost 2 units. He noticed late. And you can see how quickly the light machine guns are very devastating, especially in that high veterancy. Anyway, yeah, I'm in a little bit of a blob right now. We're both kind of blobbing up. Trying to like separate, but there's a little bit of a narrow space we're fighting in here. And Nick's helping out here, but there's a lot of these guys right here. And that artillery is not helping. That's aiming at me. They have a infantry support gun back there. But we are pushing them back though. I mean, our guys are superior. The only thing that could give me trouble, they threw a grenade right there. I guess I was going to go behind cover. The only thing that's giving me trouble could be those Vet 2 Storm Pioneers. Nick's coming up to support though. This AA half-track. And they're falling back, losing a lot of troops here. And I have my mouse cursor here. I can back off and click one of these units off if I need to. Get him back now. Isn't that weird how they snuck around like just this little area right here? Like I can't build any more barbed wire. I don't know what's up with that. But they got pushed back, but they almost died that fighting position though. So I've already lost 1 fighting position. And with how much AT they have around, like they stole one of Nick's AT guns, I gotta be very careful to like just advance up, just nonchalantly, just straight up to this, like no cares, just walk right up to this, Panzer headquarters pretty much here for the OKW, and I could be in a lot of trouble. I could lose another Jax like I did quickly there. So we're definitely winning the territory war. I'm gonna finish capturing this point when I can. I'm basically trying to keep all my guys healed up for the next wave. Honestly, the American rifleman is better than the standard Volksgrenadier. Even with the upgrades. The rifleman has a rifle grenade, he has M1 granates, he's shooting faster, he can be upgraded with the bar. The Volksgrenadier, no matter what veterans he gets, he cannot upgrade like that. I was going to try to repair this, of course, in the middle of a giant assault, and I'm going to lose this squad here. I'm throwing down, look at that. I'm throwing down artillery, they're going to run away. I should have saved, and look at this. My artillery is right here, and it killed 8 of my guys. One hit. Anyway, they moved out. These seem to be very overpowered lately. I don't know. So I have 2 blobs coming at me. I managed to push the first one back. Let's see the infantry support gun. I did lose all my engineers. I'm hurting right now. I've lost a lot of my engineers. I have to get some more riflemen at this point too. I'm floating a lot of manpower, so I'm gonna grab another Jackson here. I'm mostly focused on my fuel. I'm gonna immediately get another rifleman squad out because I need some more guys, frankly. I'm losing this war of attrition. I just lost 3 units here. And it didn't help I lost those riflemen early on when they went around. Thankfully, though, it doesn't matter. There's no fence here anymore, so we ran it over. And Nick, he had a little squishy style. That was really weird. Nick has a priest somewhere, I think. Nick has something. That was an artillery shot or something. Just killed that unit. Nope, I'm losing my mind. Nick does not have a priest. So I know they're taking this point. This is my territory to defend on this side. And the great thing is we have this nice little hill right here with trenches. Wow, look at all that. So basically, they're going to be in negative cover. We're going to be in the heavy cover here. I'm almost going to lose my lieutenants. I have to fall back with him. But these guys in heavy cover is going to force those guys back. They're doing that to harass because we have their victory point right now. We've held hell most of our victory points at this point throughout the match. Already had too much of a problem. This got repaired here. And I'm capturing both these points back. I don't get how they got around. Is there like a... If that technically goes... I don't know. I don't know how they got around the barbed wire there. Anyway, here's my rookie squad here, riflemen. We also have our lieutenant right now healing up here with the medical supplies. Now it's also he's vet 3, so he can run, and he's actually quite deadly on vet 3. And look at that, 1 hit from this guy, and I'm already hit, so I gotta fall back with that unit here. And we managed to capture this sector once again, and they pulled back a little bit. We still have a lot of AT defending this command post right here. It's pretty far up. It's a little gutsy to put it this far close to the victory point in the middle, but honestly their base is right here, so it's really not too far up. We're just pretty far. Our lines are, this is where our bases are. We're pretty extended in the middle of the map here. I just have Jacksons. You're gonna want to use a Jackson a little bit like a sniper. These guys are basically taking stores. They are not meant to just charge into infantry. Now, what do you guys think of my nice little the skins for Bravo? No, they're skins for Fox Company on my tanks. I should have gone with Baker Company in the campaign because they have a lot of cool vehicle skins I have not taken a look at. Like, I think that's a vehicle skin, the Baker skin. Anyway, I see a Panther and I'm like, I heard armor, right? You can hear these tanks, right? So through the fog of war, I heard the armor, I saw it, and I'm like, okay, that is a Panther. So I'm like, okay, this will be easy. He's exposing his rear armor to 3 Jacksons. And he tries to back up like that. I hit his engine, and I was like, well, that was easy. Meanwhile, the blob is coming back. The blob is taking this area. The blob is splitting up. Okay, when you have like 5 units, that's a blob. That close. I'm going to retreat again back to this command post. Just keep healing up my troops. Nick is doing a good job getting a lot of pressure on these guys here. It's got the combo of light vehicles, and usually it's kind of hard for them to counter. It also has the Jack's Chain Destroyer if they try to bring out some more of their own light vehicles. My guys are vet too. They have a flamethrower doing a decent amount of damage to us. I know I'm not going to win this fight. I know I'm going to have to retreat here in a sec. But I have my machine gun set up here, so I'm going to try to suppress some of these guys. They just lost a squad. And now they're suppressing that unit here, and I'm forced to fall back. I almost lose that squad. I got a lieutenant running straight back in here, though. They're going to try to flank around, I guess, but they're going to be in the middle of the road here, not seeing my troops. I'm sure they picked up that flamethrower from us. And I'm just going to, start healing up and replenishing my troops here. I can get a Wolverine if I need. They apparently improved its health, so I actually get one of the Wolverines this match. You have to take a look at that. So that squad got wiped out. He's really losing the war of attrition at this point. I'm able to better and more quickly and efficiently reinforce my troops, and he's able to keep his guys alive on the battlefield. And I'm weighing down the combat. He's just basically distracting me and taking over parts of territory in the south, but he can't hold it. I just pulled these guys up here. At some point I had to go get my laundry in this match. It was on a timer, obviously. So I think at some point I leave. I think it's... I was gone for like 1 minute, pulling it out of the dryer. So you can see, yeah. That's just like the old Company of Heroes 2 before they made this massive update. Well, that got destroyed. Just like the old Company of Heroes 2. If you have those Storm Pioneers, if you have Storm Pioneers, like basically, you can't see me pointing obviously, but if you have Storm Pioneers in negative cover like that, then of course they're going to lose the Riflemen. Those guys are good behind cover, they're good up close range. They are not good at distance. Even conscripts can take those guys out at distance. There's like extra random shells landing. I don't know if that's... Nick gets a priest at some point. Am I crazy here? Is like... Now Nick gets a priest. Yeah, there's another hit there. Anyway, I was figuring, okay, we took out a Panther. There's probably going to be a King Tiger. We have to be careful with it. Another shot there. So they reduce the King Tiger's health a lot, but it still has a, its front armor is fine now. It's just gets less health overall. It is very hard for U.S. factions to counter the King Tiger in late game with just Jacks. You can see that shell bounce right off the front of that. And I don't like that engagement personally at this point, because they have a lot of support here, anti-tank, and a lot of anti-tank. This Luke comes over here. I damage his engine. And honestly, I have bigger problems. I have this King Tiger. And I see all these guys here. I gotta pull back, I feel like we're retreating here. We're losing a lot of tanks in the retreat here, but they have a lot of bulks. Look how many of those guys, like, they're bombing up with bulks right here. And a lot of them have ATs. So I'm sending this third one over here. This is actually a Wolverine. I grabbed this because I'm like, I need someone to deal with this Luke, which is destroying my men over here. And it's going to do it. So pretty decent gun, on the Wolverine. You're not going to take a King Tiger down with this, but it's a nice gun to take out lighter vehicles like that. So cheaper alternative, has more health. Now it's a better tank than it was, tank destroyer than it was before. However, I still have this guy right here I have to deal with. Look at all the dead bulks in front of us on the road there. So these guys are not replenished. We need to, they're not repaired yet, so they're going to repair now. I don't really care if this is my machine gun at this point. I need to pop maybe. But yeah, that King Tiger killed a lot of my troops. So I just had to reinforce my major. I almost lost it. And you guys were telling me that if you lose your major, it just costs manpower. I don't usually get a second unit there. I don't use my officers usually. Look at that, 4 kills instantly on that unit. So we are sniping at him though. We do have the range, and he's taking a lot of damage. And these guys finally died. Oh well, those machine gunners. I have enough infantry here though. The King Tiger hasn't been used too effectively yet. It's taken a lot of damage. Its health is reduced. Keep that in mind. I don't think they reduced the price. Let's take a quick look at for this guy. No, Same cost. Yeah, I mean, it's a little hard when you don't have any kind of heavy armor. You just have the Jacksons to take on King Tigers. I know, I'm being sneaky here, so I like this Wolverine, right? I'm like, I'm going to put this Wolverine right here, and if that King Tiger advances, I can hit him from the rear with the weaker gun here. But I see all these ATs, and I'm like, oh boy. You know what, we're going to call down the howitzer barrage on this tank here, and I'm going to pull back. At least make him cancel his repairs currently, as all my troops move up. And I managed to actually wipe out that AT and the guys covering and the guys repairing that, so his King Tiger's not going to get repaired at that moment. And Nick's fighting for their... He's using his major to take their fuel. That's great. You can see these guys do not have the machine gun. If we go back over to them, I believe it's 75 munitions to get a... 60 munitions to get the light machine gun. Interesting. They both went with the same doctrine, fortification. Considering they didn't use any of this stuff, they didn't use packs, they didn't use... It was a waste of both these guys' doctrines, to be honest, because they didn't use any of it. I mean, they didn't even have the field bench, they never built any bunkers. This is like if you're trying to fortify. They have zeroing artillery. They have the machine gun, but it's a good idea to like vary it up so you have different strengths. Like I went for the armor, so I have the Wolverine, I have the bulldozer if I need, I have the assault engineers. Nick went for the infantry, so he has the artillery, so we're kind of complementing each other, right? They have the same doctrine. Even when Nick and me go with OKW together, which we rarely do because you have weaknesses in the OKW with two of them. I go Luftwaffe or he goes someone else. So like, you gotta be careful when you do that. And if you're gonna pick a doctrine, you should at least use something in it. Anyway, they're taking this point again. King Tiger's all healed up because of that back there. I think it's interesting he built his own medical base because one's right there to heal off of. Anyway, at this point I have a third Jackson out, and I'm going, you know, my infantry is getting a lot of kills. 21 kills on this guy, 13 on that, and 3 on that one. It's a relatively new squad. I get out of there. Whenever you see like your squad with the grenade that well placed, they took my MG, and that's just not cool. So he loses King Tiger. Keep in mind, you have your flank exposed. And now he gets rid of it instantly. But you know what, I have 3 Jacksons and a Wolverine. Let's do this. This is a King Tiger, he's trying to back up now. His ATs have basically been wiped out at this point. I'm like pulling back and watch this. I've seen the 90 plus XP for these guys. And I have my Jacksons. We're in position now if we need to move up. And I see Nick's troops there, so I'm just going to start shooting at the King Tiger, start sniping at him. I'm going to send the Wolverine in first to kind of scout, because it's a cheaper tank after all. And we're going to start taking shots. I'm immediately going to switch over when I can, like that, to the armor-piercing rounds. He's moving up. He is low health and he's moving up. Unbelievable. If I lose a Jax, no big deal. Because guess what? His King Tiger is dead. Didn't even get to go out of control. I'm going to back up now. That's a major advantage for us. They seem to have kept our fuel there. That's good. See, I built a fuel cache right here. I was going to build one right here, but I didn't end up getting to it. But yeah, now they're in trouble. They really are. They lost their King Tiger, and this guy doesn't stand a chance. This is like a stew. Doesn't stand a chance against the Jacksons. Actually, if it's veteran 1, it can do a lot. And it's starting to say text here, like territory or something. I don't know, it's just weird. I can't even read that, it's like territory or something. Anyway, that got destroyed too. So they've lost all their armor in a matter of like 1 minute here. Their infantry's getting destroyed by Nyx. They're taking a lot of casualties. We're definitely winning this war of attrition right now. They do have the territory over here. Now I analyze this map and I'm like, okay, I can just flank around, you know. He's expecting, he's going to be facing this way, obviously, because he thinks I'm going to attack from the same side. I'm not. I'm going to take out that my old MG here and just capture this victory point back. Now they're actually winning the victory points because we don't have a single one. But we're going to change that. You know, I am healing up my troops here and going to reinforce. I lost my ambulance due to a Panzerschreck, so I have another one coming out right now. And then some more guys coming. I'm like, really? They are really pushing this victory point here. They are hurting. They only have 38 victory points, so you can't blame them for attacking the victory points. But if I can just delay these guys, that'd be good. So I'm also grabbing a Sherman at this point. I need something to take out the infantry. You know, the Sherman's great. You put on the HE shells as a machine gun. It's meant for taking out infantry. It's okay against tanks, but you want a Jackson to take out the tanks. You know, my men are reinforcing back here, and they can come back to the fight, so I was able to kind of win that fight. But now falling back, and I can kind of move up. So this has become a no man's land. The line is not very stable anymore. It's really going back and forth. But Nick keeps flanking around them on this side here. See, they took Nick's 30 cal, but grenade, that's going to be devastating. He managed to pull out of there, almost loses his lieutenant. I'm my own guys taking shots at them. Now you can double upgrade your bars, like you can get 2 of them. I usually just get 1 for the squad. If I think the squad's doing really well, bet 3, I might get 2 of them. But it's pretty expensive if you lose that squad. It's 120 munitions invested in it. So Nick has spotted this position right here, and he's going to start bombarding it with his priest. Come on, I have Jacksons. I'm going to finish the job. I don't want to see another Panther out of these guys. So I might get ready to attack. You can see the I got the hiccups here. You can see the blob is kind of come through barbed wire again right there. I decided to pull up. I know these guys are going to start shooting at that guy there. I'm going to pull back with this unit right here. I don't want to lose him. He's about 1. I'm just going to get away as we finish that guy off, and I pull back. Anyway, I have my Sherman here. They're going straight after his Panther there. Nick managed to hit him with a mine or some kind of AT along here. I think it was a mine, but he's going after his priest. And yeah, he lost his tank there basically. Now look at the Sherman. It just ran over a lot of these guys. It's just, I love it. It's awesome. The Sherman's great against infantry. And I'm even going to finish off some of these squads here. And look, I'm just going to run over this. I'm going to run by this truck here. And look, this unit's just getting wiped out between the coax and the HE rounds being shot. So now I have a quick response. I managed to wipe out 3 units there. One of them just called it what's so I said good game. I usually don't like to say good game too early on. I'm actually really not even looking at the VPs at this point. I'm still fighting like it's 300 to 300. Well, we did kill most of the VPs for most of the matches, so it makes sense they only have 17 left. And one of these guys, that guy just dropped. So you can see this guy's actually positive, and I'm negative actually for my total, KD basically. Lost a lot more troops than I've lost like 500 troops than I've killed. That's gonna change. I have the Sherman now. I lost a lot of riflemen in this match here. I thought it was a really good match. Nice new map. I'm enjoying it. Kind of nice to have a little bit of diversity. You're only playing on Mince Pocket all the time and Steppes. So I'm going to try out some more of these maps. I wish they'd be more in the playlist. I wish they'd give you a little more vetoes. Look at that. Nice shot there. Sherman comes up. I'm going to push these guys back. And they're done. So now I'm positive. No, I'm not. Only still -3. So I'm going to move up with my Sherman at this point here. I'm trying to... I realized something actually. If you have an HE round, that's not going to help you against an AT. You can do the attack move and basically take out that, or attack round. Either one of those works to take out ATs that are abandoned. And once I get my armor damaged a little bit, I'm a little upset about that. So I'm pushing and try to kill this howitzer. He's just trying to get some XP basically at this point. I think that might have been friendly fire there too. Nick's calling some artillery down. Too late. Game's over. Good game to our opponents, especially the one that stayed at the end, even though there was a couple minutes left. And we did a pretty good job, I think, of holding these guys off, really countering those blobs. American riflemen will definitely always beat a Volksgrenadier blob. You're going to take some casualties, but if you're just smart, you can basically take out those blobs. And the Oberstdalen blobs are not really big of an issue anymore because they do not have the light machine guns. So good game to our opponents. Hope you guys learned something in this match, and leave some comments down below what you thought. Have you played on this map, and do you like this map if you played on it? Confirm T21 signing off.